Alright guys, we're back and I tried to bring some of the music. I got a blanket because I'm chilly, but I didn't have time to load the intro, so we're just going to have to sit through the awkward load screen of what it is. But this is going to be the winner's match. It's a best of 5, it's PvP. God knows we've seen a lot of PvP on the channel lately, and this one should not disappoint. You guys are watching the TING Open. And if you've never been there before, make sure to check out bttv.ting.com. It's a website link that will take you to Ting. They'll know you came from our channel if you do so. Most importantly, you get $25 in credit for anything on their store. Or heck, just try out their services for a month. Almost for free. But spawning the bottom right side of the map, he's blue, he's Protoss. He is going to be the one and only SOS.
In the bottom left is the pink Protoss. He is Patience.
I would like to give a small shout out to Crank, by the way. Doesn't and isn't casting this, doesn't play or anything like that, but Crank was the one who helped us reach out to SOS and get him involved in the first place, which was kind of nice.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of different ways to play PvP. Some involve cheesy and all-ins, but for the most part, if you guys have been keeping up with Yord's Civil War, or just generally a lot of the European matches we cast for like IEMs and stuff, we see a lot of high-level PvP on the channel. Now granted, it might be foreigner, and it might not be Korean, but as we've seen, the Korean style of play is actually not necessarily the superior one. Now, I'm not saying that neither of these guys will ever go Blink, Stalker, Disruptor, but it does seem pretty consistent that the Korean style focuses a lot more on Archons, Zealots, charging in and hitting timings, rather than playing that Blink Micro, or even going up to like Sky Toss in the late, ultra late game.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that because of the WCS split, we see so few cross games. And because we see so few cross games, the stylistic differences never really get a test. Like, you have to wait a long time, like for instance, like the Ting round of 16, a round of 8, or if there's ever going to be a global event, or BlizzCon, to see like Korean who is best at Korean style versus European who's best at European style clash against each other and see like which one can really do the best. And that's like highly unlikely too, that we even have a PvP at BlizzCon.
Yeah. Look, I know that this is not going to happen. I'm going to describe something I think would just be the coolest thing for me personally. You get Neeb versus Zest in round 8 BlizzCon. You got Zest who goes for charge lot, Archons, maybe mix in a couple of Immortals, because that's what Koreans do. And then you have Neeb bust out Disruptor, Blink, Stalker, and just take him to town, because it's proven time in and time out to work. Now, of course, there's the addition of like Phoenix picking units up and this, that, and the other. But still, I would love to see that take somebody as crazy as Zest down, because that is that split, that difference in style, making him such a big difference for what is like his compensation through unit balance. But again, that's a situation that's like a 1 in a million.
Yeah, that would be really awesome, but it would be 1 in a million. I would still give it to Zest too, but that's why I would love to see it.
Alright, so Mothership Core, yeah, gets about 2 kills, gets the Scout though on top of the Robo.
Yeah, scouting, obviously the most important thing about that. SOS, I really liked what SOS did in blocking out, you know, he put the pylon down so he could very quickly tear down the rocks.
Blather.
I thought Patience had something very clever where hopefully, like, SOS didn't notice the probe was already in. So, like, you know, you would never go bother checking around if you didn't think they got anything in before you broke down the rocks. But he did check, and that does put a damper in Patience's build here. And they're both still on one base. They just both went for different openers. Slightly different, I should say. I mean, SOS is still getting 3 gateways, just like Patience did, but... well, 3+1, I should say.
Well,
so
the
4
Phoenix,
versus 3.
Phoenix going to rule the sky, and of course, police that Warp Prism best of its abilities. I mean, the Stalkers could kill it, but with 2 Phoenix out, that Warp Prism should still go down.
Yeah, Stalkers take a while to kill Phoenixes. That actually puts a damper in return. Like, they're just... no opener for you.
Yeah.
Because SOS he went 4 gateways, not 3, my mistake. He went 4, plus the Warp Prism. Like, he wants to actually do some damage here, where Patience bothered to get a Nexus. Without that Warp Prism, SOS is missing out on warp-ins, because he can't... if he warps in here, he's gonna put on the rocks, and it's super slow.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, what Patience has isn't necessarily great for taking on a fight. Well, this might not hit at that super sweet timing. Actually, this is pretty important, the way it picks up Stalkers on the backside, but Well, this doesn't hit that super sweet timing. It was something that may have been able to just brute force overwhelm, but combination crowd control, combination kills, the Phoenix hold these things in place, and that Warp Prism comes out just in the nick of time to save that Stalker. But Patience capitalizing on these kills. Very nice. Good start. Once again, Warp Prism should probably go down. Maybe not here, but at least on the other side of the map.
It really feels like SOS is running out of options, but he is pretty good at his cheeses and all-ins.
He does know about Patience's base. Okay, so GG gets called. I was going to say, if that Warp Prism went down again, that would absolutely be the end of it. Patience will take a very good start. 1-0 versus SOS. And this didn't go anywhere close to the direction of what we were describing, and that's okay. We're actually expecting and almost hoping that these go different directions.
Yeah, not the one we were describing in this one, but, you know, we mentioned earlier how SOS is, you know, has some weird styles and weird things to do, and that's what I hope to see in his PvP. You know, like DT, Proxy, Oracle, stuff like that. That just ended up being awkward. I mean, it wasn't clever. It was just like going to be a 4-gate attack with a Warp Prism, but it looks so awkward being dealt like that.
Yeah. What's map 2 so I can get the intro up?
Frozen Temple.
All right. Of course, reminder, today's the last day to get your clips submitted, and we'll go vote on them over the next couple days, guys. So exclamation mark clips in chat for any of those cool moments. We'll get to Frozen Temple. Okay, we're back. Game number 2 in this best of 5 kicking off. In the bottom right side, he's up 1 game currently. It's going to be the pink Protoss Patience.
And top left as the blue Protoss. He is SOS.
Okay, quick reminder, the stakes and, of course, the format. First off, $5,000 on the line and up for grabs in this tournament thanks to TING, sponsored and all that good stuff. But you have Rogue already in the round of 16. You get Alive already in the round of 16. 2 pretty good players. The winner of this match will go join them. So what I love is that we actually have a pretty sick split already. 1 Terran, 1 Zerg, 1 Protoss. Fantastic. Oh. But of course, the loser of this will then fight against Sulky. The winner of that will fight against Super, and the winner of that will be the 4th player in the group. So while we're not casting any matches with Super today, some things are already going to get determined by, again, this matchup, for example.
Yeah. A bit interesting of a format, and we'll probably have to explain it to SOS. But, well, I guess we'll worry about that if it actually happens.
Dang.
SOS could bring it back.
Yeah, as you say, that's a BM, girl.
What? Why?
Because if he won, he wouldn't have to be explained to at all.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So you're just saying he's going to lose, yeah.
That's what I was getting into. It's, you know, it's only game 1. You can still bring it back, and I have to worry about, you know, having that explained to him. So, I mean, that would be ideal, probably, because explaining things to Patience is so easy. It's such good English.
No, Patience is almost such good English. Since he went back to, like, focusing on being a Korean team, his English has actually gone downhill quite a bit.
That would make sense, but at least he understands a little bit better. In fact, I don't know if he was laughing at himself or laughing at SOS, but they said Olrina with an O, and, you know, I wasn't, like, correcting them. I always type out the map order so I can instantly look back and see what it is, and I spelled it correctly, and Patience, like, laughs. Huh. He's like, Olrina, lol.
I wonder if that's something where they say it phonetically and that's how it gets spelled afterwards instead of the other way around.
Oh, that's almost exactly what it is. But I just couldn't tell if he was laughing at SOS not being able to spell it like English. I don't know. Okay, this is kind of cool. Patience started up 2 units on the gateways, and it looks like it was a fake for SOS's scout. And then he plops down a Stargate, so does restart, you know, units, of course. It's got 2 stalkers on the way, but priorities.
Yeah, the Stargate was something... I mean, let's not forget, Patience was the one who was trying to get really cheesy on SOS last game. And that kind of got shut down by the rocks and the gateway being found out and all that stuff. So, not surprised to see him try and get super aggressive again. This pylon for Patience is going to finish up, but it'll be slow warping, so not really too threatening.
I love, by the way, that Bible Thump didn't become the thing to spam for the intro.
It somehow became Fear Dragon's phase.
Yeah, Ace retweet became...
It's because it's so much cuter, man.
It is. Ravi Tears, Ravi Thump.
Ace RT.
Well, Oracle's on the way, and SOS, again, you know, he didn't scout this. In fact, he got maybe a little bit tricked from the scouts that he did see. So his units aren't in position in the main. In fact, nothing's in position in the main. Usually there's a mothership core is out there, but if he's anticipating, patients bulking up units from double start or double gateways, or, triple or quadruple, whatever, then yeah, you would have it all at the front. Militia comes out back pretty quickly though, and she does have 2 overcharges, so that looked dangerous for a second, but very easily taken care of.
Is Rifkin dying? No, I'm just chilly, so I grabbed some covers. Plus, it's more comfy. Whatever, guys. Why is everyone judging the way I dress? Damn.
Why would you be dying if you're wearing a blanket?
Doctor, he's cold.
Are you dying of hypothermia?
Maybe. I've got a bad case of the hypothermias after I injected both of those marijuanas last night. I think my problem was I did it downstairs instead of upstairs, so getting high was really difficult.
I was gonna make a joke about being on Frozen Temple, but yours just exceeded everything.
I didn't download enough RAM!
Okay, so Patience's Oracle really doesn't do a whole lot, but okay, yeah, it was proxy that puts a little more dedication on it. It wasn't, super. It wasn't a second Oracle. It wasn't like a Void Ray all in, and Patience looks so bad. He is down 8 army supply though, and that is pretty important as SOS comes in here with the proxy pylon. Patience has an immortal on the way, and that will certainly help. In fact, that'll probably be enough. Well, SOS is an immortal.
He's gonna have a lot of his focus here facing forward.
Force
fields, but the War Prism could just lift over it. Oh, but those
or that.
Patience, God damn it.
He's got to be afraid of the ramp. By the way, either the sentries go in the War Prism or they just get close enough to it. I mean,
where's his mothership core though? He really should be fighting. Yeah, I was gonna say at least in range of the overcharge.
He was a little afraid, I guess, of the War Prism elevating units up, but that will just split his army in half potentially.
It happens pretty classically. You get a force field on the ramp, and either the army's in the low ground or the high ground, and they just simply can't respond afterwards. Patience does not have blink. I mean, granted, neither does SOS, but Patience can't maneuver around if that ends up being the case. He knows this too.
This is also dangerous, though, to put any units on the high ground and just get a split here. SOS is out of force fields, though. I thought maybe he would back off with that, but no, continues to warp in. It's a pretty even game. Sure, Patience is down army supply still, but that doesn't include puts and overcharges. Or his own force fields.
Yeah. The Adepts transferring through to the main is going to be a real pain in the ass, but the Sorry Stalker's back here, so it's not going to be the end of the world. Good chunk of the army left on their front lines. Again, like, Patience has several overcharges bulked up and ready to go. He's killed about 6 workers.
He could go for a 3rd base, but he could also go for a Dark Shrine with that Twilight Council, and usually I would say, like, nah, he's probably just gonna get Blink or something, but I don't know. SOS has been cheesy. Oh, he's gonna tap out.
I
that was...
don't feel like that was necessary.
Did we miss something? No.
I'm looking at it's 39 probes to 31. He's got an army disadvantage. I don't know, man.
Did he? I thought he was up 8 army.
That's what I thought too, but I guess maybe because of the game being over, Patience was killing him, I guess. But I don't know about that tap out, man. I don't know what was going through his head. Maybe he just didn't want to stalemate it, but that gives Patience a 2-0 lead now.
Very quickly.
All right, we're gonna go to commercial break. Wasn't expecting this. We'll see you guys in 2 minutes. Again, sorry guys, I tried to bring the music back, but it did start lagging things, so we are on like muted break because of things breaking. Get it? That's why it's called a commercial break. All right, folks, we're back. Game number 3, and this might be the end of the series, depending on how it goes. Spawning here in the upper left side of arena, we've got the blue Protoss, Patience.
In the bottom left, as the red Protoss, he is SOS.
So, question's got to be like, is this tournament worth enough money to SOS, I guess?
Yeah, so this isn't without precedent for SOS. The qualifiers he played in, as we were talking about, he cannon rushed, he did some silly things, and when he got knocked down to someone who just, didn't put up with his shit, he just kind of gave up. So, I mean, everyone was kind of giving up in the Korean bracket and the losers bracket. They really did not like that, but it was also the games in the winners bracket that just didn't look like, he was playing for the GSL title or something, right? So, I'm not entirely surprised. And maybe just Jin Air, right? Like their players have totally different mentalities and playing styles offline and online. Because Mara was the same thing for us.
Yeah, Maru was like, we'd roll our eyes, like, oh great, here comes another T-Rex. Like, why does anyone think this guy's good? Then you see him play offline, and you're like, damn, that guy's untouchable. Literally, nobody can touch him.
Yeah. So I don't know. Rogue should just go like, slap him over the head or something. Guys, I need competition.
Maybe. I think it's got some pretty good competition brewing, though, because seriously, whether it's Patience or SOS that advances forward, him and Alive already discussed as like the 3 players in those groups. That's going to be pretty sick, pretty sexy.
Yeah. Well, whatever it is, we're into game number 3. SOS, I tapped out, I'm just going to say way too early. I really can't think of something that was going so poorly that he had any reason to tap out. But, whatever, it's his, him, and his... what he saw in the game, not what we saw, being, gods, basically, right now. Literally gods. So maybe this game will be a lot different. Or maybe he just really doesn't mind facing Sulky. He's like, you know what? Beating Sulky would be easier than staying in this game.
But then that's the question. Well, you were making the BM earlier, but it's also that question of, like, does he know that they have to play against Super afterwards? And is...
You tell him that, and he's just like, oh, never mind, I don't want to play.
Super's like a really good player, too. That's the thing. Like, it's a bit surprising if that was the route he was taking. But at any rate, Probe was hitting down here. Patience gonna be full of shenanigans. Yeah, it looks like the Mothership Core is also gonna be driven off, so SOS is not even gonna get to harass anything, much less scout much. Did he see the gateways at least? 2 gateways isn't that surprising, but that Stargate would have been a huge reveal.
Yeah.
Even slow warp-ins over here, paired up with that...
They're gonna be...
He doesn't see it.
That's the best part.
He still doesn't see it. Even with the Stalkers rallied out, he doesn't see it. He's gonna take a Nexus, and that's gonna be the most costly mistake.
Oh, this is gonna get real silly real quick. Stargate is done. There, Chrono, a little premature. There's the Oracle now. And I really am curious to how many warp-ins he'll use on that proxy pylon before actually going. Sometimes you see people just warp in and go with like 2 adepts, and that feels really, honestly, useless. Like, if they seriously don't know about it, like, warp in 6 adepts. Like, really punish them for not seeing a proxy pylon.
I love that Patience is almost faked out so much, too, going on behind this. Like, showing the 4 Stalkers in the middle of the map, taking a fight, taking a really good fight with the Stalkers on top of this. I mean... everything here is just kind of going his way, and SOS is probably misreading the situation. And not because SOS is a bad player, but because Patience managed to cheeky sneak in the 1 pylon in the 1 spot of the base he's got no control over.
He's so...
You gotta focus down the sentries.
Oh god. No, 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 no,
Don't, no, you're gonna reveal it! Oh, Patience! Okay, well, he pushed us up to the front with this anyway, so... bit of a distraction. He's going for a Void Ray follow-up to this, which I find really interesting. And I thought, oh man, I thought for certain those warp-ins would get in and this game would get ridiculous. But picking off this pylon, no overcharge is going to be available at the front.
I'll get it. There you go.
I don't know about this Void Ray, though.
Well, yeah, I'm interested in what he's actually using it for. Defense or attack. SOS is getting a War Prism, so he'll probably feel comfortable pushing out soon. Oh, no! Okay. Still good. You have the sentry. It's good. Yeah, SOS going up to 3 gateways. I mean, a very standard amount of gateways, not a super big deal. But, once again, being the aggressor, let's hope he doesn't tap out for no reason this time.
Yeah, that's still very questionable. I don't know what his thought process was behind it. Maybe just like, he really didn't want to drag that out and just take this to a game where you can fight more easily and more better. But Force Field's buying some time for Patience is really nice. War Prism finally approaches that front line. With the Void Ray being out, this presents a really interesting opportunity where it's got a lot of damage, and if the Stalkers go down quickly enough, there just won't be the anti-air to contest it. But there's a lot of Stalkers coming from SOS. He's not going adept heavy with this attack at all. Oracle being in a nuisance on the other side of the map, but it's out of energy, so unfortunately that's going to be the end of that. It may well die to the Overcharge. In fact, it does. Overcharge holding the front lines too, and Prismatic alignment on these Void Rays is no joke.
Yeah, that Void Ray is actually going to be really good in this situation, so glad to use it defensively. A couple of Force Fields could also be very key for both players. Just shaving off key units. I think Patience has got a pretty good grasp on the hold, though. Again, the Photon Overcharge adds just so much. Void Ray Overcharge adds so much.
That takes down the Immortal pretty much right away.
Goes
for the Warp Prism in the backside. Love this. There we go. Now the Immortal's not going to be a problem. He's actually, there we go, focuses it down. The Void Rays do fall, but Patience takes away his opponent's advantage, and of course the ability to warp in. Now he can back away and just overcharge, and he should be good against what's left, but Patience is getting really thin on units right now. Really low as he continues to aggressively push forward, but looks like he's got just enough to do that. The Mothership Core dies, and while the army supplies are even, Patience has a little bit better going for him. Not by much, but a little bit.
Yeah, it's the tiniest little
GG.
bit. GG.
Ladies and gentlemen, Patience is going to 2-0 SOS, or excuse me, 3-0 SOS, and finish out first place in the group. So this first place means we're going to have Patience, Alive, and Rogue as the 3 players in the round of 16, guaranteed. Ooh, that's a sexy group right there. But of course, we're not done with the day yet. SOS has one more chance to fight as he goes up against Sulky. We're gonna talk about this. Ad break time. 1 sec. We'll play Ting ads after. We gotta deal with this right now, guys. 1 sec. BRB. Alright folks, if you were in Twitch chat with us, you already saw the news, but if you weren't, you probably didn't, so let me inform you. SOS has forfeited, and it kind of looked like that's the direction that was going after Game 2. He's going to join Firecake now in BaseTradeTV jail, so unfortunately, I took the time to explain to us, I said, look dude, I actually said this, you guys can see. It was a good in-game chat. I said it's your right to forfeit, you're allowed to, but you'll be banned from BaseTradeTV events for the rest of the year, so are you sure you want to? And he confirms, yep. He'd like to forfeit, so he's done, and we will not see SOS in anything until 2017. Now, what I want you guys to fully understand, and I'm going to say this not because I'm trying to be a crazy power-tripping dictator, we're doing this because we really just can't afford to have unreliable people in our events like this. It sucks, and it's not fun making that decision, but this is becoming something that we kind of realize we don't have to put up with as organizers. We're in control of this stuff, and while SOS is a fantastic player, and I'm sure he'll do many great things outside of BaseTradeTV events for this year, we don't need somebody who's going to be unreliable like that. And I want to make it perfectly clear, just in case any players are casually watching, like, if anyone is on our ban list, I will be lobbying that ban list to other tournaments. While I won't enforce somebody to do it, I'm going to tell them, like, look, here's the reason why this is not somebody you're going to want to have in your event either. So, just so everyone's fully aware where that stands. It sucks, and the viewers, I feel, are robbed more so than us even. Ting a little bit as well. They get less exposure for it. We lose out on an entire best of 5 series. But that being said, we'll get away from the negative sides of it and focus on the positives. Patience walks away today with a 6-0 score. What a beast. Sulky will go on to fight against Super in one last best of 5 to determine the 4th and final member of the Korean group. That date is to be determined. We may even have to do replays for that depending on how player scheduling goes. But the idea is about the week after Home Story Cup is when we'd like to be able to cast all these games and determine who goes on to those round of 16 groups. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the cast. Hard Revenge tweets us a real sweetheart message, by the way. Says, I followed you guys for about a year now, and this is what I see when I first pop up my browser. Defaults to BaseTradeTV, and he just writes, thanks for the laughs. In really terrible handwriting. But thank you to you, too, for tuning in for a year, dude.
Thank you.
At any rate, though, that's going to wrap things up. So I guess we are done. Tomorrow we'll be back with even more Ting action. I believe it's the European group, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Players are going to consist of Elaser, Euthermal, Nurchio, and Bunny. And I guess the funny thing is, when I said I was more stoked for that group, I didn't realize just how much more stoked for that group I was going to be. Because I don't think anyone there is going to forfeit. Knock on wood.
I don't think so.
But, yeah. I again, like, guys, it's really, it sucks when this happens, but we at least try to make sure everyone is informed. SOS sadly didn't give a reason. I know a lot of you guys were asking for reasons, but none to be had. Yeah. I'm just left with the question, like, why take the invite if you don't plan to play? Like, it became pretty obvious after game 2 this was the direction it was heading. But it is what it is. So, anyways, thank you guys for tuning in today. Big thank you to Ting for supporting this. We're sorry that this happened, but it was a good cast up to this point anyways. Got some really good games. Not at all disappointing. Glad to see Patience doing well. Our other sponsors need some quick roundouts of shoutouts, guys. G2A, Chairs for Gaming, Yord, and Corsair. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do stuff outside of Ting. And of course, the arcade block promotion ends in 3 or 4 days from now. We'll pick so the clip submission is going to be closed after today. So we're not going to actually have any more. We're not going to accept more things. This was like a test run tournament. There's about $150 in prizes through Amazon gift cards and Twitch turbo codes and stuff. And we'll see just which clips we like the best. What I would love to do, though, is if you guys type !clips in chat, go to the thread, actually upvote the ones you like the most. Don't upvote the thread. It's like 5 days old and dead, or 7 days old and dead. Who cares? But the actual clips within the thread, there's some funny moments, and there is an award for the highest voted one. So let us know through your votes which one you guys like the best.
Yeah, it was a pretty fun experiment. Clips ended up being really, really cool. More than I thought they were going to be when they first announced.
Oh. We have a reason, and this is just like solidifying my glee, air quotes, sarcasm on banning SOS. It was that we were waiting too long between games, and he didn't know that they were best of 5s, and the losers match was earlier than the winners, so he became impatient and wanted to leave.
Okay, well that
cool.
See, people were guessing at like maybe he had to go to sleep, like his coach was yelling at him or something like that. But if he's just impatient, then that's that they can't argue professionalism with that. And people were trying from the get-go.
Very unfortunate. But luckily we won't have to deal with that for the rest of the year, so it won't be a problem. Anyways, thanks again for watching, everybody. Zombie Grub, any final words before we go?
Follow me on Twitter at CG Gaming and on Twitch, Zombie Grub.
Yeah, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, guys. YouTube.com/BaseTradeTV. Again, we uploaded our co-op mission from yesterday. It was pretty fun. I'd say check that out. I've uploaded a couple other co-op missions from the Mutator mission, Brutal Mode, etc. But yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow with the European group for Ting. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.
Bye.